really crazy.
Sorry, I just started the recording.
Okay, that's probably better that way anyways. So yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you all taking a few minutes on your Sunday morning to be with us. We are just going to share a little bit about this amazing company and the products that they offer for everybody, and just hope that we can meet people where they're at on their journey to health and wealth. I was brought into this by Angela, who has been an amazing guide to me on a path of growth that I never expected. And it just keeps getting bigger and more beautiful. So I am just really grateful to have been connected to such an amazing network of people. And I want to share that with everybody, because when I feel this good and I feel this supported, I feel like, wow, we should all feel this way. So so yeah, so that's I'll hand this over to Ange and just let her know how she got us here and what's next.
Before I do, Dallas, can I ask you, when you talk about the people that you've been watching around you benefiting in this way, in different ways, can I ask you what comes to mind? You know, maybe a couple of examples off the top of your head that you are comfortable sharing today?
Between the constant posts about the health improvements that people are feeling, losing that band-aid effect that is there in the healthcare industry right now, where everybody's just slapping things on top of problems instead of digging deep and supporting what's already going on and getting to the root of the issue. And then watching the financial joy of people who really need that kind of support from a business that they may only have a short amount of time to contribute to, like myself, because I do have other full-time obligations times two, so for me it was just watching the balance and flow of everything working together. It's just been really phenomenal, between the Facebook groups and then the actual chat groups of just the associates working together. It's just, wow, what a network of unbelievable support, that people are just happy to be helping each other and not worrying about the benefit, more just joyful to be supportive.
That's great. Well, I can say from experience, I'll say that in terms of impact products, what has been really fun to experience for me has been, oh my gosh, it's hard to pick just a couple, but we'll keep it short and sweet. One is the enriched capsules. Those are really beautiful. I think first and foremost, what I love is that everything is non-synthetic in this company. And that's a real joy to know that. So it's non-synthetic, these beautiful plant-based products. So the enriched capsules, I tend to be more reserved with my usage of things, but I heard people talking about the enriched capsules and how it helped with their digestion. And only in the last year have I noticed sometimes my digestion's been a little fussy. And so I had a couple of bellyache moments, and I just broke the capsule over my tongue. And within 30 seconds to 60 seconds, bloat, ache, any discomfort in the belly was just gone, and it felt so good. And I notice, so if we eat cooked food or processed food, God forbid, those processed veggie burgers are like, I just love them so much. But this is like a hack for that, because our body maybe doesn't digest those kinds of things very well. And so it's a nice little hack to have a little, a couple capsules before that meal, and it just feels light and breezy and everything just feels so good. So I love having those enriched capsules on hand. And then the other thing is the replenished tea. I really love that, because I go through phases in life where I'm just so on fire. I'm doing a lot in the day. I'm organizing so many things, and I take joy in what's going on in my life. But sometimes I know I should be winding down for sleep, and I just almost don't want to, but I know that the next day will be tough. So I'll just have a little mug of the replenished tea, and it just eases the body into wanting to have a good restful sleep. And I really just love that. It's just a mushroom tea, and it tastes kind of cinnamony and Christmassy. And I love that the double bonus of that replenished tea is that it's also very detoxifying. The mushrooms in it have a detoxifying effect to really just nurture and nourish the body's systems. One of our expert nutritionalists has said how great it is for just removing heavy metals from the system. So I just love that. And I know you had an experience with the glow, Dallas, that I'd love if you're comfortable sharing. I think that would be really inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely. We all know Josh.
Why don't we wait until we go over the products, if that's okay, Dallas, to share about the glow then? Does that work? Yeah, we'll have you jump on in. Angela, do you want to maybe just pass it over and we'll get started, and then you guys can totally add in more when we talk about the products. How does that sound?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Benny, I'll just pass it back to you. Actually, I think I've just been really loving being part of this community since you asked me to share a little bit about like how long have I been with Trinont? Since February of this year. And it's just been, I feel like I fell in love. And it's always in the back of my mind, this feeling of being in love. And I don't know, I kind of have felt that ever since I got involved with Trinont, and it's just been blossoming ever since. That feeling hasn't left me. The impact on my own health, the impact on the health of my family members, and then being part of this community is just an absolute joy, especially this day and age. I think we need positive influences around us, and the fire and light and love in this group is just undeniable for me. So I'm really grateful to be here. And Benny, thanks for being such a fearless leader and just sharing your wealth of guidance and knowledge with me. And I'll pass it over to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dallas and Angela. We're going to talk a little bit more about these health products that you've heard them share about. So Dallas, Angela, and Leslie, I'll get you guys to share a little bit more when we go on to each and every product. So as you heard today, we are going to be talking about some impact health products. And what do I mean by impact health products? These are products that people are seeing results oftentimes the very first time they try them, like Angela was talking about the Enrich, or, within the first few weeks. I myself started using the products about a year and a half ago now and was absolute blown away. So I'm just going to introduce myself, and then we're going to just jump right on in so you guys really get a full idea of what we're talking about today. So my name is Benny Martin, and as I mentioned before, we are coast to coast. So I'm here in Victoria, BC, as with Leslie. You want to give a little wave there, Leslie? And I'm a mama of a 8-year-old boy. I'm a single mom. You, in fact, may see Maverick, my son, dart by at any moment. And yes, if you're wondering, I did name him after Top Gun, and he lives up to his name. A little bit about me is I've always been on a mission of health, mostly clean ingredients. And I was finding that I was eating well, moving my body, and I was still feeling depleted. So I started a journey of looking into supplementation. And what I love about these products is the clean ingredients. So that's a little bit about me. When I'm not, being a mom, you can find me, well, usually can't find me because I'm out in my Jeep down a dirt road on some sort of adventure in the old growth forest or on a mountaintop. So I'm going to be kind of going through the products today, and then Leslie's going to talk a little bit about the business. We're going to try and be succinct as possible so we can, stay on our timeline. So first, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the company. The company we're talking about today is called Trinont, and it actually took me a couple of weeks to even pronounce the name. And it actually stands for to change life with stealth. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So as Angela mentioned, one of my favorite things about the company is our promise of our ingredients. So we call that our transparency promise. There is no synthetics in our products. So one of the things that I learned when I started looking into supplementation is that 97% of the supplements on the market in most of the stores are synthetic. So they're lab derived. So these products are real, whole, raw, plant-based, except for our bovine collagen, which does come from grass-fed bovine. and we'll talk about our collagen in a minute. This is the product that actually had me come to our company. The other thing that I love is there are no fillers, there's no parabens, there's no artificial sweeteners. It's all sugar-free, and they are clean products. So if you are someone who ingredients are really important, just reach out to Angela and Dallas and we'll get you the transparency promise so you can read that. We also have a scientific advisory board of doctors and scientists who come up with the best of the products. So these are advanced technologies that we use, proprietary formulas. For example, our collagen has 7 patents on it, as well as we have hundreds and thousands of testimonies, which for me is what brought me here. It was after 3 of my friends said, this is the best you can find. And I don't know about you, but when you have like girlfriends in your life, Angela, Dallas, Leslie, that reach out and say, you got to try this, that to me speaks volumes. So we're going to kind of go through that today, and we're going to hear from everyone because you guys have all had experiences with the product, which is why we're here and sharing from a place of love and service. Okay, so that's a little bit about the company. We're also an Inc. 500 company. We are in multiple countries, including Canada, the US, the UK, and we have just been expanding quite rapidly. The first product, we're just going to dive into products now. The first product we're going to talk about, we're actually going to do a little science experiment, and that is the Enrich. So Angela touched upon this. Dallas, I know you love this product. This was the second product I fell in love with. And this is our Enrich. It is a full spectrum digestive enzyme. It has 11 different digestive enzymes. It's actually like a 3-in-1 product because it also has a stabilized pre and probiotic in it. So it looks like this. It's all plant-based. And you take this before you eat, or as Angela said, if you forget, you can actually crack it open right over or under your tongue. And it is going to help your digestion. It's going to improve your gut health. And we have seen it do some really amazing things for people. And so I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, I have a pudding pack here. So Angela mentioned that we need digestive enzymes to process our cooked or processed food. So for example, last night I had a delicious salad and grilled chicken, or maybe you had a veggie burger. You're going to need digestive enzymes. Now, as we get older, we don't have as many digestive enzymes, which is why we struggle more with our digestion. But also, it's hard to avoid processed food. Our veggie burgers or, sauces, everything that we have, it's just more processed, as well as we don't have the same quality of food. I grew up on a farm, and the quality of our veggies and fruit is just not the same as it was before. So this is a very processed food. So we're going to do a demo on this, but let's just pretend for breakfast this morning, I had yogurt. So let's just pretend this is our yogurt. It can also really help with food sensitivities and allergies, which is my story with the Enrich. So we can see that that's a thick pudding. If you've never seen a pudding, it's thick. It's like the little Blizzard demo. I'm going to crack one of these open in the pudding. So one of the reasons I love this product, and I always suggest it to everyone, is digestion is the cornerstone of our health. We've all heard of the gut-brain axis. So your gut can be responsible for your hormone health, your mental health, so many different things. So I'm just going to share the very first experience I had with this, and then I'm going to see who else wants to share. I know, Dallas, I'd love to hear what you thought. So my partner, Trent, who you guys have all met, he had heartburn. And when we met, I asked, what triggers your heartburn? Basically every single food. And he said it started getting worse when he had kids, was sleeping less as he aged and got older. And he was popping Tums after every meal. So I saw this pudding demo, handed him the bottle and said, will you try this? Just take it before you eat and let's see what happens. About a week later, we were having dinner and I noticed he didn't get up for Tums. And then I asked him, have you had heartburn? And he said, oh my gosh, No, I haven't. And he has not had to buy a single Tums bottle since starting the Enrich. So that's a pretty amazing, noticeable difference when we say impact products in quite a short period of time. Myself, I have always struggled with gluten, and it's gotten worse as I got older, to the point where I missed an entire day at Disney with my nieces because I ate one piece of pizza. But now with the Enrich, I can actually go out for Friday night to my son's favorite pizza place, Bubby Rosa's, and have pizza and be fine. And then lastly, and I love that these are whole raw foods. So we know people who give them to their pets, the Enrich. If their dog gets into chocolate or garbage, you can actually give these to your pets and your kiddos. So my son had bowel surgery when he was a baby, 4 months old. And he often, if he eats too fast or too much, he gets a really sore tummy. And it has resulted in missing school in the past. And he now calls it his magic juice. So I just break a capsule open in juice or water, and he chugs it back. And within 5 minutes, he has relief. So those are a few examples. Dallas, what did you notice with the Enrich?
I went to it because I couldn't eat anything. I had turned my diet into a jasmine rice and vegetable sustaining for about 6 months before I realized I needed to do something other than just not eat. So when I heard about the Enrich, I got my bundle in the mail, and I was like, hey, these are the first things I'm going to try, because I really wanted to see if I could eat, which was a big focus, because I love food. Let's be real. It's one of my favorite things. So I took one before I ate, something that would normally just end up with me doubled over. And then it wasn't always just the aftermath. It was the next day too. Like anything I ate would like literally last into the next 24-hour span. And I would just be in agony from all angles. And now I can take an Enrich before I eat. And like literally, if I'm like first bite, oh snap, forgot to take it, jam it in there, and I'm still good. It just works with everything. I don't get bloated stomachs as much anymore. I've noticed that everything moves better and evacuates more appropriately. I was really scared with the Enrich because I was like, man, you're about to show what it does to the pudding. And I was like, uh-oh, is that how it's going to be for me internally? But absolutely not. What it does is it just makes everything a very nice, easy process. And that's what I'm loving about these products, is that it just seems to work with what's going wrong and then smooth it out enough to become simple and easy. So now I'm noticing that I don't have any more digestive issues, even though I'm not leaning heavy into the processed foods or anything anymore. I will, like you said, on Friday nights with the boys now, sit down and eat some pizza with them, whereas before I couldn't. I'd have to eat my like flatbread pizza or whatever I make myself. So now I can just have regular pizza, and it's been really nice because I don't feel sick, and I know I'm not going to pay for it the next day in ways that I don't have time for as like a full-time working mom. So yeah, these products, it was unreal. It's something so simple. And then I've done also didn't take it, thought I could eat this product, and then ate it and didn't sit well with me, and then cracked the Enrich over my tongue, and boom, within 5 minutes I was able to lay down and go to sleep, because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be up all night with this. And nope, smoothed it right out, and I was totally good to go. So these products are unbelievable.
That is amazing. I haven't heard that story about how it's impacted you yet. And that's amazing. This product I recommend to absolutely everyone. So we're going to see what it did. You guys, the pudding, I could see it like bubbling and doing its thing. So I'm going to pour it just so you guys can actually see that it works. You guys see how that's liquefied? So, Dallas was talking about her pizza. It's actually going to help break down those carbs, sugars, fats, proteins in your food so that you can absorb the nutrients as well. So a few of my friends who have struggled with low iron have started taking the Enrich, and their iron levels are going up because they're absorbing the nutrients. Now, it's not going to come out like that. So whether you are maybe going to have them too frequently or not enough, it's going to help regulate you. So that's the Enrich. We're going to keep going along. And next we're going to talk about my favorite product, and this is our collagen. So I had heard about collagen for a few years before I tried this one. And I was actually taking a powder for 2 years. Noticed no difference, but just kind of took it because I thought I should. You ever have those things that you're like, I should probably take that. And then I had 3 friends reach out to me and say, holy smokes, you need to try this collagen. So I really had no expectations. Within 2 weeks, I had noticeable impact differences. The very first thing I noticed was I had a cookie burn here on my hand from Christmas, and this was August, so several months later, and it started disappearing within the first week. And I thought to myself, oh, that's interesting, because we know that collagen is good for your hair, skin, and nails. But the thing I did not realize was it actually is also like the scaffolding of your body. So your bone matrix, your gut lining, as well as your connective tissue. So it is going to help lubricate your whole body. So the biggest thing that I noticed with the collagen was my body started feeling much less pain. So I had plantar fasciitis for over 8 years. I could not get rid of it. I tried every modality from special feet physio to every gadget you could ever buy off Amazon. I tried it. I was pretty desperate. I had feet massagers. I went to massage therapy. I did laser. I went to chiro. I bought special shoes, and things would sometimes help a tiny bit, but really as Dallas was saying, it was kind of a Band-Aid solution. So 2 weeks into the Glow Collagen, I started waking up and my feet were no longer feeling pain. And then this is how surprising it was. I had this hip. It was like a clunky hip that would pop and crack all the time from a jazzercise injury in my 20s. And it was just there. It was always a constant pain. If I, ran or hiked, it would get really tight and sore. And that hip no longer clicks or has any pain. So that was what I noticed at first. A few months later, I noticed my hair started growing. So oftentimes as we get older, our hair can start to fall out or not look so good. And I just thought this was part of aging. And I also noticed my skin was getting so much better. And then, in fact, I had surgery 3 years prior, and the surgeon said I probably wouldn't get feeling back in that area. And about 2.5 months into the Glow Collagen, I actually regained feeling in that surgical area, which I felt in the shower for the first time, water on my skin in that area. And it felt like, I'm not going to lie, it felt like hail at first because I was not expecting it. So this collagen is the gift that keeps on giving. I'm going to tell you why it is unique. So there is collagen in shampoo and protein bars and powders and pills. So the best kind is liquid collagen. We want to look at the peptides. So this has 11 grams of peptides. So when you compare this to most store-bought collagens, it's going to have 10 times more potency. It also has hyaluronic acid, a clinical dose of biotin, as well as an antioxidant formula that's going to help it be more bioavailable. And that antioxidant comes from real whole foods. I have not seen another collagen with an antioxidant formula that was not synthetic on the market. So this one has 7 patents on it. It is absolutely incredible. As we get older, we also start to lose our collagen, about 1% after our 20s. So by the time you're in your 30s and your 40s, add kids, stress, life onto that, and it can often go quicker. Something I've learned as well is menopause and premenopause take a massive hit on our collagen stores. So this one here, kind of like our Enrich, I recommend to everyone. I'm going to ask Leslie, can you just share, because Leslie, it was about a year ago. She was my friend that I called up and said, you got to try this. What did you experience, Leslie? She just has to unmute herself. I can move on and she can share a little bit later when she figures out how to unmute herself. Okay, we're going to move on, but Leslie, you can share a little bit more later about your glow experience.
Oh my gosh, I got it. Sorry, it's my first day using Zoom on my app, and I'm like, I don't know where all the things are. Anyways, okay, am I coming through okay? Because I am in the car in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so Benny came to me, and this is like, it's like the telephone game, right? You're like, oh, I love the collagen, and 3 friends tell you, and then you go and you're like, oh, you guys have to try this collagen. So I think I was one of the first that we talked about it. And I was in kind of like a really tough spot. I was feeling super down. I think it was probably depressed for the first time. Looking back now, I'm like, ooh, that was not a good spot for me to be in. And I just, I've struggled with my health for years. And, anytime you have a win, it's because you work really hard for it. So a win in the health space is like because you really put that effort in. And I'm a single mom and I have 3 kids. And I was, looking for something. I didn't know I was looking for something, but I needed something. So when Benny suggested it, I was like, I'm just going to dive in. I'll give it a go. And I will take it for a month and see what happens for me. So I did literally nothing else. Took the collagen for a month. I took a bunch of before pictures, and I took some of my legs, of my butt, because I'd seen these really amazing photos where like cellulite and all these things, and I was just like, whatever. So I just took pictures of everything, and in that process I had taken pictures of I have a varicose vein. I actually have varicose veins in both legs, but in the one leg I've had them for years, and it had started to actually puff up like up out of my skin, and it got really sort of painful around my knee. And my dad had varicose veins, and he'd had surgery on them to have them removed, which doesn't heal that. You may have to have more surgeries later. So I was like, oh man, like this is not going to be fun. And I'm a very body positive person. I wasn't worried about anything, but this kind of like taking my kids to the pool and having this big, puffy, like gross vein to me, I was like, oh, I'm actually feeling self-conscious about that, which I didn't love. So anyways, taking pictures of my legs, not thinking anything of it. Then Benny, I'm like, what, a month later, I go to take my after photos, and I'm in the bathroom in the same light with my legs and my camera. And I'm like trying to figure out how to find another picture of that leg with the vein. And I probably took 5 or 6, and I was getting really frustrated. And then I stopped and realized that I was taking a picture of that same leg, but it wasn't puffed up anymore. So it had just shrunk back down, still in there, but it's no longer like it's subdermal. It's no longer puffy. It's not sore anymore. And I burst into tears because it was a passive win. I did nothing else. I just every night took my collagen as Benny had instructed me to do so. And I mean, there's so many other benefits. I don't have sore hips anymore. My hair is really great. My nails are really great. My eyelashes are like very good. But that one for me was like an indication of what's happening inside the body, right? So it's like I did not realize that it wasn't just hair, skin, and nails. And then it was like, oh, it's veins. It's everything. Like the collagen is so important. So I was sold from that moment on. I'm like, whoa, I need this, because who knows what else is going on, like that I don't actually see every day, but now I'm internally being, fixing. So anyways, that was me.
That is amazing. And I'm actually going to just throw my slides up so you can see some before and afters of the collagen, because I can't, once again, show you my hips or my feet, but we can show you the before and afters because they're pretty amazing. So just let me share my screen for 1 second here. Oops. Okay, move that out of the way. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to just throw up some of these slides for you guys to see. Okay. So remember I was talking about my hair? This is me on the right. And I didn't realize my hair growth until I put on one of my tank tops, and it had grown more in 7 months than it had in the past 2 years. This here in the middle is one of our good friends and holistic nutritionist, Jen Laurie. She noticed a huge difference in 5 days with her back. She had an injury and was back in the gym, able to work out again. And she's a holistic nutritionist. And she was my friend who looked at this label and was like, those ingredients are the best I've seen. This here is my friend Candace. She is kind of in the beauty industry for years, started the collagen. It has helped with her rosacea, as well as has really helped with her menopause symptoms. This is Krista, where Leslie, I think you're at Krista's house right now. So once again, one of our good friends, and her hair growth and her skin has been absolutely incredible. Leslie, here you are. So you can see her leg that she was talking about. Okay, the next product we are going to talk about, I'm just going to leave my screens up, is our nootropics. So we have 2 more products, and then we're going to kind of wrap up. So our nootropics are just amazing. They're going to help with 3 things, which I think most of us could use support in. The first one is our energy. So you're not going to get the crash of caffeine from these products. You're going to get sustainable energy. The second thing is it's going to really help with your mood and your focus, which I think we all can use that mental health support. And the third is it's actually going to help with your curbing your cravings. So if you're someone who intermittent fasts or something like that, it can really help there. So these are our Mojo and our Zest. So the Mojo comes in chocolate or coffee. I have just replaced my coffee. So that was a really easy switch. I like to call this my functional coffee. And then we also have a Zest. So like a fruity flavor comes in, a really lovely vanilla lavender, roasted peach. And we just got a new flavor called strawberry watermelon. So I personally love my Mojo. I know, Dallas, you're going to share about your experience. I was really struggling with anxiety, overwhelm, and overall just exhaustion. And I introduced this into my life. It's made me a better mom. It's like a hug and a mug for me every morning. I know I'm getting all those great nutritional benefits from the Mojo as my functional coffee in the morning. But then I also was hearing some stories from other team members about our Zest product. And my ex-husband, who's right here, he started using that as well as a product that we have called Focus, which is B complex vitamin with lion's mane mushroom. If you guys look up lion's mane mushroom, you'll see all sorts of health benefits. And he struggles with bipolar, depression, PTSD, and anxiety. And I said, here you go. Try these 2 and let me know how it goes. And within the first day, I was getting text messages and smiley faces, and I have not seen him smile in years. These are 2 products he will not live without, which is absolutely incredible. Dallas, do you want to come on and share your experience?
Sure. Yeah. I am a fierce coffee drinker. I love my coffee. I drink straight espresso pour overs because that's just how much I love my coffee. But when you get to drinking too much of it, your stomach hurts and you're crashing and you're going back for more. And so I was like, okay, I'll give this Mojo a shot. And like, I expected caffeine withdrawal, right? I expected headaches because it's a natural caffeine versus the synthetic or the processed. But honestly, I got so many hours of energy out of the Mojo. And then day after day of using it, my husband looked at me and was like, I don't even care if we have a coffee today. And I was like, I know, that's so weird. Because for us, it was just something we did. I come home from work and we make a coffee and we sit down and have a chat. Now it's like, okay, Mojo in the morning. And then when I get home, if we feel like we need it, because I don't really feel like I need that extra caffeine boost, which is bizarre. The first week that I was using Mojo, I would take the Zest when I would get home from work. And again, the amount of energy and focus, I was blown away because caffeine will give you that jittery, okay, I got to do a lot of things. But then you're like, holy crap, where do I start? I have all this energy. I might just explode. And instead, with the nootropics, I found it gave me the ability to go, okay, buzzing with energy, where do I put it? And then it was like, what's next, 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 next. And I would get to the end of the list and go, whoa, did I just accomplish all of that without having a panic attack or being overwhelmed in the middle of it, wondering how I was going to get to the end of it? So those two products, one, I'm super pumped to try the strawberry watermelon. I'm trying to get my boss to bring it into the shop so we can all try it. I thought we would, because we all like our energy drinks. And so we've been using the Netties and the sugar frees and the Joy Bursts and all those with the caffeine in them, the natural caffeines, but there's no nootropics. And so the jitters are gone. You get the energy, and then you get the focus, and then the ability to accomplish, which to me was just unreal. I didn't think that there was even anything out there that could do that. So yeah, I am a huge fan of the Mojo and the Zest right now. And I just would like everybody to know that if you're a really big coffee addict, there are other things out there that can give you that energy without the burnout. And then with the focus to go with it, it's just, yeah, it's really unbelievable.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I've actually been doing some paperwork this weekend. So I was going through my coffee expenditure before Mojo
Oh my
and
God.
any afternoon trips to coffee shops. So I've actually been able to cut out that quite a bit. We have people that we know who work shift work, are truck drivers, nurses, and they also love the nootropics because sometimes, they were using those energy drinks and things just to be able to work and keep awake on the road. And they've been able to swap out with this healthy alternative. So, oh my gosh, I love hearing that, Dallas. That's amazing. So that is our nootropics. We're going to move on to our last impact product, and then I'm going to pass it over to Leslie to wrap up our call. And that is our Transform. This is our newest product to the market. And this just launched in October. And we actually sold out of our first inventory within 1.5 hours. We did $1.2 million in sales. So the other side of the Turn On products is our business side of things. So if you're someone who remembers anything that has come to market that has been a little bit unique, maybe solar energy, CBD, Airbnb, Uber, at first you might think that's interesting. And then here we are years later. And if you had a chance to kind of get in on one of those things as it's just coming to fruition, that is a smart business move. So when I heard about this product, it is plant-based. It is an enzyme that converts sugar to fiber in our gut. So you take this before you eat. It is going to help manage your blood sugar. So there's some people who struggle with low blood sugar, high blood sugar. It's going to help manage it. It's also going to help curb your appetite. I think I see Leah on here. It's helped her with her sleep. For me, it's really helped with my sugar cravings and my snacking. So Trent as well noticed the snacking with this product. He was like an all-day grazer, which he could do when he was younger, but it's kind of caught up to him as he got older. And we were about 2 weeks after he tried the product, we were sitting at dinner and he turned to me and he said, "This product's really working. I'm not snacking." And he literally has like a bowl at his computer and he just like goes to the cupboard and fills it up. It's like a snack bowl. And I myself, I'm a night snacker. I do it when people are asleep. So this one can really, really help so many people that we know. It also has a natural thermogenic in it called Grains of Paradise. And it is going to help burn fat and calories from your food. So they're calling this lightning in a bottle because it literally, we can't keep it on the shelves. I think we are on a third batch of selling out of this product. I'm actually going to pass it over to Leslie. She's going to share about her experience with the Transform. And then she's also going to just share a little bit about how you can get your hands on these products and the business side of things. So we'll just kind of take the next few minutes to wrap up. And I personally just want to thank Dallas and Angela and Leslie for having me on today. I'm an Emerald leader here at Ternot. I'm a single mama, and this has made just the most amazing difference in my financial situation. So I've been able to pay off debt. I've been able to save money, which as a single mom, I didn't even know that was like something that was possible. To have a savings account with some extra money. I've been able to afford things like tutoring and gymnastics for my son. So when we look at having financial breathing room, I think, we can all use the products, but I feel like we can all use that financial breathing room from starting a business that you can do from anywhere. So I'm going to pass it over to Leslie to share about her experience with the Transform, how you can get your hands on the products, and then we're going to wrap up.
Yay, thanks, Benny. Okay, so the Transform, I went with Benny to Vegas to get my hands on Transform as soon as possible, because we launched it at convention there early, and then we launched it on the website a little bit later. And if you guys are ever available to go to a convention with, like, it was absolute, right, Benny? Like, so much fun, because you're surrounded by people who are all interested in the same thing as you. And when we don't have that connection right now in our lives as much, like Angela was saying before, I just was like, every time I was in this room with people, everyone's excited, everyone's on the same wavelength. We're all there because we have a similar interest. It was just a beautiful experience, I found. Anyways, so I got there for Transform. I got home, started taking it, and it took about a week or two to kind of start to see differences for me. I decided to get a blood sugar monitor, a glucose monitor, to see where I was at. I didn't know my baseline, but I've always been real curvy, and I was like, I'm wondering if I may be insulin resistant, which is what happens when there's too much sugar in your body. Your body doesn't really know what to do with it. So it's a whole thing. So I wanted to really see where I was at. And my baseline was good. It didn't make it, I was in a normal range anyways. So that was nice to know. But it doesn't mean that I'm not insulin resistant. It just means it's not showing up in your blood. Anyways, that's all a lot of sciencey stuff that we can talk about later. For me, though, after that first sort of week and a half, I added in the Enrich, and I was doing Transform before, about 30 minutes to an hour before I eat, and then Enrich at the time of eating my meals. And in the first, 3 weeks, I lost 16 pounds. And I mean, I won't lie, I was very excited for the product to be something to do with weight loss, because I have struggled. And like I said before, I'm very body positive, and I really love sort of the size that I'm at any point. But there's a difference between loving what you look like in your body and feeling disconnected from like how you feel in your body, if that makes sense. So I was starting to get to a point where I didn't feel like I was optimal at my optimal body's health. And I know that to be at a certain point when I get, heavier and I'm not moving as easily and those types of things. So for me, it was huge. I was so excited. And it's just a byproduct of my body switching and not having nearly as much sugar and having more fiber. I upped my water intake as well. So I drink tons of water, because you actually feel very thirsty, which I really love. I'm like, the fact that you put a natural thing in your body and then your body starts signaling for what it needs, because my body will often signal for more food when I'm actually just thirsty. So to be feeling very thirsty, I thought, oh, this is great, because I know I need to drink more water. So to me, it was amazing. And I can't even say, like, Benny, there's how many testimonies? There's all over the place. So many amazing testimonies. Some have nothing to do with weight loss. Some it's just, there was also, for me, feeling fuller longer, or even just going to the fridge and standing where I would habitually normally eat something and being like, I don't really want any of this. Which, when you think, you're like, this is crazy. Like, how is that changing how I function around food? But that's so important, because the addiction to food is so real for everyone. So anyways, I could go on forever about that, but I wanted to talk about the business. So Benny came to me, this was it's been a year. And when I first decided to start the collagen, I did it as an associate, because I knew that if it was as good as what Benny said, then as a single mom in the position that I was in, that I would love to be able to share that with other people. And I have tons of people, I like to help people. That's just kind of innately who I am as a person. So I bought a bundle as an associate, and it gave me like a bunch of things to try. I tried them one by one. I got all my results. And then when I started to share, especially I think when I shared the visual photo of my leg, I had tons of people being like, whoa, what are you doing? Especially around collagen, because that is like, we're all trying to find one that works. And I think I'm the same as Benny. I took a collagen, bunch of different ones, never actually saw anything, and took it for a long period of time. Then I take this one for a month and I'm like, hey, look at this, guys. And I feel amazing, and this and that. And people just are drawn to that. They're like, what's happening with you? You look great. So it was a no-brainer for me to start the business. So there's a couple ways to get the products. You can do it as a customer, you can do it as an associate. And with the associate side of things, you can choose to then just share with customers, or you can choose to see if you want to build a business. And I chose to build a business and I just kept plugging away at it and sharing with people. And I fit it into my life wherever I could. And now here I am a year later. This is my only job. And it allows me to go to school if I need to, help out with my daughter, or go pick up my kids or have them home with me. I can take it on the go. I'm in Port Alberni visiting a friend, and I just thought, oh, I get to go out, have my mojo in my car, and support Dallas and, visit my ladies that I love in the morning. And this is part of my business. Like it's a bit wild to me, but it's like what you're always looking for is something you can do that you actually really love. And I've always really wanted a sense of community in my work, where when we work together, it really does benefit everyone. And it is absolutely that way. Like if me helping Angela, me helping Dallas, Benny helping Angela, it all flows to everyone. And it's such a lovely and amazing environment to be in. And very, for me, it's become really lucrative as well. So the company is very much about us winning, and they're constantly trying to improve our experience and help us to win. They have a wealth side of things so that they can helps you out when you have some money. You can call and have assistance on what to do with your wealth, which, I don't know about you guys, but health and money are my two main things that I've needed help with. And now I have a company who's interested in helping me with both of those things. And it feels very supportive, and I'm starting to see where I can win and get ahead. And same thing with you, Benny. I can start to plan, okay, my kids are we're going to do private swimming lessons, because it's so crazy to get them into swimming lessons. Normally, you have to figure out another way. So I get ahead. And as a single mom of 3, I get to dream of things. I get to dream of owning a house. I get to talk to my kids about it. It's just been a total game changer for me. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Dallas or Angela, is there anything that you want to just say to end our call today?
I'll just say that I am so touched by this company. I've run a different company before, and I really compensated my team very generously. I took pride in that, and I worked hard, but I also wanted them to feel as elevated as I felt. So to be working with a company with that same mindset is absolutely gorgeous. I just feel like the fact that they say thank you for sharing. We so often share for free. Hey, did you see this movie? It's amazing. Hey, did you try this face cream? It's amazing. We just share. It's natural when you have that kind of heart. So to do that naturally and then be sweetly compensated is just a real blessing and a gift. And it's part of kind of the world I hoped we would see someday. I feel like this is part of that vision. So it's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing and being here. Sarah, great to be with you. Yeah. Over to you,
I
Jen.
just want to say thanks to everybody. I really appreciate anybody who watched this or came out for this, and just the support from the team to be here and help me do this and get my legs underneath me and feel a little more confident about this process. I really appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions or anything, or wants to know anything, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm on Insta and Facebook. So I may take some time to reply, but I will reply, I promise. So thank you, ladies. Honestly, everybody so much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. So you can ask any questions to Dallas. Get back to her if you would like to get your hands on any of these products. I always just like to tell people there's one of 2 ways to get your hands on the products. You can order as a customer, or you can order as an associate. I recommend ordering as an associate, because then you have the ability to grow a business as well, which, as we talked about, can give that financial breathing room. So thank you everyone for joining us today. and I will have a recording as well. So if you were on the call and thought of someone and want to pass it along, please just reach out and Dallas can give you that link. Happy Sunday, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.